Okay, MMB Weiss, you're the first person. Wave, ADR 23 Lilac, you're the second. 157 Bianca, you're the third. Elizabeth Young Consulting, and 11 others all at the same time. Hello, hello, hello. It's Monday. It's Monday. It's Monday. Grateful for Monday. Grateful that I got Monday. Grateful to be here with you on Monday. Still staying home together on a Monday. Trying to do our part on a Monday. Trying to see this as a form of service. I hope all of you realize, I like to say this all the time, that all of you are performing an act of national service by staying home. Doctors, nurses, they have their service. Essential workers, people who drop off boxes, and postal workers and grocery workers, and those who work at CVS, and those who work in pharmacies, those who work in homes, being caregivers, all doing their part, showing up for work. And we're showing up by showing up and staying home. I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive and a bit weird. I admit it does. But I know that this is what we're supposed to be doing. It's what we've been called to do. And we're doing our part, and it's working because we're flattening the curve together. So by staying home together, we're flattening the curve together, we're serving together, and every day we get to come together here and see each other. So it says Patrick Schwarzenegger has joined. It says he's requesting an interview. So I'm doing that. He's in the kitchen, but I get that he's kind of trying to cross-purpose the accounts. Hi, Patrick. Hi, Patrick. So
I'll be out in a second.
Will you please tell your followers who we're going to be speaking with today? Because I know there must be many people on your account that might want to watch over on Maria Shriver's account. I guess that's how it works, right?
Yep, we're about to interview Kendra Scott, who I can't wait to talk with and hear about what she's doing and how she's navigating through this economic kind of crisis with her company, and also how she's giving back through her company, but also just in general. So I'm going to walk outside right now. I'm grabbing a water.
And she also is in a town that you love, which is Austin, Texas. You made a film down there, right outside of there, and you really like it in Austin.
Yes, I do. I'm going to walk out and see you.
Oh, okay. I was like, come on, speak to me. Anyway, Patrick and Abby have been home together with me, and we've actually had a really nice time. Kendra Scott, who is Kendra Scott? Somebody just said Kendra Scott has an incredible business. It's a jewelry business, and she started with $500. She started in her house, and she's created a $1 billion jewelry business. That's who Kendra Scott is, and she gives back. She makes beautiful, very affordable jewelry.
Blurry.
It's blurry.
A little bit.
It's blurry. Okay, it's blurry. I don't.
Oh yeah.
Now we better?
Yeah.
Okay, we're better now. That's probably from my hands. But anyway, so we're super excited. Bobby from Boston. Hi, here since the beginning. Bobby from Boston. Thank you. I know you used to ask people, Patrick, were they there since the beginning or are they there new? And Bobby from Boston just said she's been with us since the beginning. That's super blurry on this end, Michelle says. Okay, well, I don't know.
2 bars service. Maybe we should go inside.
Okay. Should we go inside?
Yeah.
We should. Okay. Well, we'll be trying to laugh. Patrick, it's a no. Okay. You know what we're going to do? We're going to keep talking while we're walking.
We're going to talk while we walk.
We're going to talk while we walk because we're live.
We can admire my mustache that I brought on for you guys today. Hope you like it.
Yep. So
we're moving inside. Hopefully that makes.
Why don't you tell everybody who you are, since you also like to do that? We can sit in these chairs.
Okay, we'll sit right here.
Are we doing better in here?
We're going to see. Guys, can you let us know in a second if we're better?
Are we better inside? Gosh. Whoa. Is that better? Is that better? I think that looks good.
Yeah, looks
Looks
getting
great.
better.
Julie Daly,
Uh-oh.
tennis, said it looks great.
Let's see.
Somebody, any ice cream today, Patrick?
Yeah, probably later.
Patrick has started a new thing called Patrick's Pints. And you can see Patrick's Pints on Patrick's Instagram.
Better.
Thumbs
better, thumbs up.
Wanda
better.
McDaniel, who has been there since the beginning, who's your godmother.
Mm-hmm.
And, Wanda's now saying perfect. So she has been here and she knows. And she said that she was really excited that we were talking to somebody today from retail. Wanda works in retail and fashion. And she reminds us that we should do more because this industry has been so hard hit. And so we understand that retail has been hard hit. We've done a lot of small business, but really glad to be doing Kendra Scott today. Actually, it said Kendra's trying to join us. So we should actually not keep Kendra waiting. So we'll tell you how our weekend was in a minute, but we don't want to keep Kendra waiting. So there's Kendra. There's Kendra. I interviewed Kendra for my podcast, Meaningful Conversations, and she's a wonderful.
Hello!
Hey,
I made it! Oh my goodness, I was trying to do it on an iPad, and I guess it wasn't letting me join. So I'm a jewelry designer, but technically challenged, clearly.
Yes,
so
that's
I'm
okay.
sorry I'm 3 minutes late. I hate being late.
We have a competition to see who's always the latest, so you're winning it right now. I'm just joking.
Trust me, I was early, y'all. I was all set up.
You were. We saw you comment. You were there right at 2, maybe even 1:59. You were early.
I have right now 7 coffee table books propped with a box, and that's what's holding my iPhone. So, we're making it work.
Thank you for joining us today, Kendra. Let me just ask you before we get going and talk about all the incredible things you've been doing. How are you and your family holding up?
Thank you so much for asking. We're doing really great. I mean, we're taking it each day as it comes. I've got 3 boys. My oldest, it's his senior year. So it's been really sad because he's missing that kind of the last part of senior year, which we all know was like the best part. So he's missing prom, and, hopefully they may be able to do a walk for graduation. So that's been tough, but, and just spending time with his friends. When you're in high school, you don't really want to hang out with your mom all the time. I'm secretly loving this, that I get all this time with them, but I think they would much rather be hanging out with their friends. And then I have a 16-year-old who just got his license, and we can't go to the Department of Motor Vehicle because they're closed to get his license. So hopefully that will change soon. And then I have a 6-year-old, so I'm teaching. I'm his teacher.
Wow. So there's a whole variety. I guess for learning to drive, this is probably a little bit of a good time, at least, to get your feet wet with it and no traffic.
Exactly. Oh, trust me, I way prefer this over when I was trying to teach Cade to drive. So yes, I much easier.
A lot of people on here saying their kids also missing their senior year. Our youngest, a senior in college, his brother missing his graduation, everything about the senior year. So I think that's for people who are in that place. I mean, what is interesting about this whole experience is wherever you are at, that part of it is terrible for you. So for kids in senior year of high school, kids who are in senior year of colleges, it's devastating, that experience for them.
And it's just, you think about this, and, I was thinking about on March 4th, I actually did a speech in San Antonio, and within just a few days, I mean, it was like the world changed so quick, so fast, that it was almost just, you couldn't even prepare yourselves mentally for that. And I remember around March 16th is when I closed all of my retail stores. And we were one of the first ones to make that call to go ahead and close. Cade said to me, he obviously spring break, he didn't go on spring break. He didn't do a lot of those things. And he said, Mom, do you think that this is going to go on through the end of school? And at that point, I just felt like, well, no. I mean, no, it can't go on through, till, end of May, early June. And, each day as we get up, it's a new reality and it's a new world. So it's one of those things where we're just kind of taking each day as it comes and trying to find things to be grateful for. One thing I can say is we've just had so much great time together. And it's been crazy because I have 3 sisters and 2 brothers. We're all kind of all over the place. And I feel more connected to them, like in my heart right now, and just what's going on in their lives than I had pre-COVID. And even though I can't physically be with them, mentally, spiritually, I am way more connected because we have time to connect and talk. And it's really, it just makes you very appreciative, I think, of the things we took for granted before. And I think we're going to all come out of this different, but different in a really beautiful way.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And speaking on not being able to kind of be physically with other people, you're obviously a mom, you have a family, which you just talked about, but you also have a very large business. So how is that working with kind of your employees and people that you're used to being with every day?
Well, my employees, your mom knows this, they call me Mama K. And so I say I have 3 sons, but I have thousands of daughters that work with me, and then also some great sons in my business as well. But, you know, it's so hard because I'm a hugger. I'm a Southern girl. I'm from Texas. You know, I see somebody and I hug you. I think your mom saw that when I first met you when you were here in Austin.
Yeah.
I immediately was like, Maria, I'm so happy to, you know, meet you, and gave her a big hug. And that's a different world now. So I can't physically hug them. But, you know, right before I got on with you, I did an Instagram live with what we call our Field of Dreams. And they are our teams that are in our retail stores across the country. And you know, I did an Instagram live just to connect with them and see how everybody's doing, and just kind of find out what's happening in their lives, and staying connected. And I think, you know, for me as a CEO in this time, is probably, I said the other day, I said, you know, I think it's one of the most difficult times probably in history to be a CEO of a company. You're having to make really tough decisions. But at the same time, I'm also just, again, so honored to be able to be in a position where I can figure out a way to help us get through this and hopefully come out better and be stronger when this is over. And I have this beautiful team that I get to work with every day, that we're working together. This isn't just me. You know, we are a collaborative team. We're solving problems together. And what I've loved during this is, you know, sometimes when your company gets bigger, it takes a long time to get things done. It's like there seems like, oh, well, there's this process and we got to really strategize about this longer. Right now, we're just like pivoting. Like every day, it's like, okay, let's do this. What do we have to do to make this happen? And the spirit of the company is so phenomenal right now. I mean, everybody is just revved up and charged up and putting in everything they have. And we're just, it's really fun to just see the energy that is going on right now, even in this really unprecedented, scary time.
I know some people have been saying our audio is bad. So we can either try to reconnect with you. I don't know what it is. It's
Is it
weird,
mine bad or is it y'all?
No, it's
I think
us.
it's us, but we don't know what it is. It's maybe our connection.
Should we try to just turn it off and turn it back on?
Can we call you right back?
Okay.
Let's call you right back.
Let's do it. Okay.
Let's see. All right. Is our sound really bad still?
No.
Doesn't sound bad.
Okay, Kendra is great. She is great. Oh my God, please.
Should we just reconnect, or is there still an echo? Can you guys let us know?
Well, we sound fine now.
I know, but maybe to them we have an echo. I don't know. No.
I think it was the connection.
Okay, so let's try this again.
Like,
sound is
Wanda,
good.
is the sound good for us? Can somebody who say it's the sound?
Yeah,
is
they're
good?
saying better. So
maybe it's.
let's try it one more time.
So maybe that means I hear you okay.
Okay, let's
Says
try
Abby
it again.
Champion. Well, that's really good. So let's try again with Kendra.
Let's put this back in.
We are so nimble and we can pivot
All right.
all the time. Let's just make sure we go live with Kendra.
We are live. I'm gonna move my phone away.
Maybe it was your phone. Whatever. We were in the middle of a really great discussion about pivoting as a CEO.
Let's see. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, it was fine now. So I think it was definitely the connection. It may be her phone echo. So it's fine now. So waiting for Kendra. So hopefully, maybe it was, she was going onto an iPad, she said.
Maybe she had both her iPad and the phone open, or maybe it's our fault.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Let's just have it our fault. Let's just say it's our fault.
But that's interesting what she's doing kind of with her business with a lot of employees.
Yes.
She's doing with the son that's a senior who's about to go off to college, one that just is learning how to drive, and another that's now homeschooled at 6.
So she's doing all of those things, and she closed down all her retail shops, and most of her retail shops are in the middle of the country. So she closed all her retail shops down, and she's giving back, which is something we want to get into. I think Kendra's phone volume needs to be turned down. There you go. Maybe that's what it is. But it just said Kendra was trying to join, but she couldn't join.
Add.
Okay, but I went to South by Southwest last year, and I interviewed Kendra. There she is.
Hi, guys. How do we sound?
It's her audio.
It's my audio?
Well, can you hear it? I think
don't know.
Are you on an iPad?
No, I'm on my iPhone.
Somebody said, though, is it maybe you have do you have another electronic open at the same time?
No.
All right, let's just go. Let's just
Okay.
Okay.
I'm on medium volume.
Okay.
So
there, that's better.
okay.
Okay. Anyway,
Okay.
Kendra, you were saying that you really had to pivot as a CEO in this time. So many other people are in a similar situation. They may have much smaller companies. What advice would you have to somebody who's out there figuring like, I don't know how to pivot?
I think, we're all, and when I say we're learning to pivot, we don't have it all figured out. Okay. So first to know that there is no perfect solution right now. Right. And it is kind of taking it day by day. And, what we've always done is we try to follow our heart, and really think about, how we are going to be able to move forward in this new reality, and really be able to do that with thinking about the health and safety of our employees and of our customers, and figuring out new and innovative ways that we can connect with them. So just because we can't physically touch them anymore doesn't mean you can't touch them. And I think for brands, for businesses today, it's going to be, how do you connect? How do you connect with your customer wherever they are, whether that's in their kitchen, on their iPad, or even if they're driving up curbside to pick up a to-go new, piece of clothing. In those moments that you have them, how are you going to surprise and delight them? How are you going to wow them? And how are you going to keep connected to them and keep that conversation going? And I think that's the challenge we all have in this new world today.
I love that. I think that's such a good saying, that you can't physically touch them, but you can still touch them. So what are some ways that you guys are doing that, or that you recommend? Because a lot of followers on here are small business owners. They have their retail, their brick and mortar stores are shut down. There's ones that own flower shops, to hairdressers, to gyms. And what you're kind of saying right now is you got to continue to build the community. You got to, show your customers you're there for them. And in turn, they will show that as well. How can they do that?
I think it can be a lot of simple steps, right? And so one of the things that we did in our corporate headquarters, which is now empty, we put in a huge sign that says, "We love our health heroes." It faces a hospital here in Austin. Little simple thing of just putting letters in a window, the amount of what that meant to the community, what it meant to those nurses and doctors and all the folks on the front line. It meant something. My mom has been calling customers, our best customers, and she calls and she's like, "Hi, this is Janet. I'm Kendra's mom, and she wanted me to call you and tell you that, we wanted to make sure you're doing okay, and we're thinking of you." And people are like, Kendra's mom is calling me? And that's what it is. It's picking up the phone in these times. It's taking the time to write a note, a letter. And it's not just about transactions. It's about connection. If you worry more right now about connection, the transaction will come when the time is right? They will come. And they will come greater than ever before if the connection is genuine and real and heartfelt. And so where our focus has been as a company, what my focus has been to all of my, retail team members, is picking up the phone, making those connections, checking on our customer, being there for them. And I know, and I truly believe that when you do good things happen to you. And I think if businesses right now can focus on doing good, on connecting with their customer in a true and meaningful way, that next phase of what we're coming into, their businesses will rise to the top.
You've done a lot of Kendra Give Back events. You also have a bracelet. Talk a little bit about that, how you have tried to step up and help at this moment.
So, you know, we did a gift with purchase a while back where we did these really fun yellow bandanas, and we had a bunch left over. So we started making masks, these really amazing masks out of our bandanas. And we had some of our folks who were actually creating the masks, making them ourselves. We had some other volunteers in New Orleans, Texas, all over the place, actually sewing masks. And we've given thousands of masks away to the frontline workers, and we're continuing to do that. And it was, again, one of those things where we said, we have the material, we just need people to help sew. And it was like a million hands went up. I want to help, I want to help, I want to help. And so that's one of the things I think has been so phenomenal to watch. We also have the Everlyn bracelet, which you're talking about, and 50% of the proceeds have gone to Feeding America. We have provided almost 1.7 million meals with one little bracelet. 1.7 million. I mean, it's amazing, and counting. So we have just brought that back into stock, and we're continuing. And this is a nationwide effort of getting meals out into the community. Again, utilizing our retail teams, even though they can't be physically in the store, to help us get some of these programs out into their local communities during this, you know, time of pause that we've all been in. So it's been really exciting. And the fun thing is, you know, what I know is, you know, we work with so many local nonprofits. We work with anything from a very large organization to, you know, very local driven or, you know, crisis driven local drives. And we've got a lot of these local nonprofits who are really suffering right now, the smaller ones, because a lot, of course, the attention is on COVID and a lot of other programs, but these nonprofits really, sometimes they're running such important things inside these communities. So we're doing virtual Kendra Gives Back events. So we do these in our stores where you can come in and host an event for a charity of your choice, and 20% goes back to that charity. We're doing them online, and we've hosted 600 virtual Kendra Gives Back events, and we give a code out. You can pass it along to your network, and anything that's purchased in those 48 hours, 20% will go back to that charity. So that's been another really amazing way to bring what we do in store online during this time.
That's so creative.
Wow. And how do you guys see this, kind of the future of this? I mean, so many people, I've just seen in the comments that it seems like retail and going to shops, everything seems so kind of grim. I mean, obviously now it does, and I hope it changes. I do think it will. But as a company, how are you looking to kind of pivot for the future?
You know, I think you're so right, Patrick. Everything you're hearing about is really grim. And you hear, oh, brick and mortar is done. Nobody will go into shops again after this. And I guess I'm an eternal optimist, but I believe in the human touch. I believe that experience and gathering places and places to meet your friends and family will always continue to matter. And the places that, again, can create this new safe environment while still we might not be able to physically hug our customers like I like to, but we can give them a warm smile. We can give them a safe and welcoming place to come in. And I think those are the businesses that are going to be really important post-COVID. I think that, you know, you're not going to get rid of brick and mortar. People love the ability to go in with friends. I mean, think about just days of shopping with girlfriends and sitting outside on a patio and having a nice lunch. Those are things that people enjoy doing. As much as we've enjoyed eating at home, I can't wait to go sit out on a patio somewhere with a nice Texas margarita, you know, and relax with my friends. So those places are going to be really important for people. And it's going to be the brands that, again, the companies, that really focus on connection and experience. And those will be the ones I think that'll come out this ahead of the game.
Kendra, what have you learned about the people who buy your products and the people who work for you through this?
I've learned, I'm getting emotional, because what I've learned is they are the most kind, compassionate, giving, and generous people. Our customer and our core values of our company, our family, of fashion, of course, we like fashion, but philanthropy, and our employees embody that spirit, but so do our customers. And the customers that love Kendra Scott, they not only love us for the beautiful products they can purchase, but that we're connected to them in such a heartfelt way, that we truly care about what matters to them matters to us. And now they're out there reaching out to us saying, what can we do? How can we help? An example is like with the face masks, customers saying, what can we do to support the causes that you're working on right now? And it's just been a beautiful, I always knew we had a very special community. We call it our Kendra Scott family. It's their family of customers and employees. But through this, that bond has really shined through. And I've never been more proud of our folks at Kendra Scott or our customers throughout this pandemic.
And can you just say those 3 pillars again of your guys' company?
Yeah, it's family. So we treat each other and our customers like family in our community. Fashion, I mean, we love fashion. So you've got to be passionate about fashion and design. And philanthropy. For us, success is giving back. And so
right.
Even though we are a for-profit business, we act like a nonprofit in so many ways. And I think, that's what drives us. We look at our give back dollars just as much as our top line revenue at Kendra Scott. We're more driven by that give back dollar. That's what drives us to do the things that we do every day. Since 2010, we've given $30 million to women's and children's charities. And, for us, that is just, I think we all get up and just feel like we want to feel like we've left the world better than we found it. And if we get to do what we love and do good at the same time, then that's success.
I always find it so interesting when companies have kind of principles or pillars or a mission statement that doesn't just involve what they're selling, their product, but they have the principles. I mean, 2/3 of your principles are about the family and the giving back, which has nothing to do with your product. And for myself, I always see companies that do that during times like this of uncertainty or crashes, that they have an easier time navigating because they go back to what their mission is, and it doesn't have to do with the product. How important is that for your guys' company? And can you give a recommendation of how other people that are out there that don't have principles or don't have values for their company, how they can kind of create that?
First of all, I think for us, this is natural. And what we're doing, like you said, Patrick, this is what we do every day. We have, a whole philanthropy department. We have people that are in every, market who are focused on working within the community. So for us, we do this every day, and it's just part of who we are. But when I started this company, I was a new mom. And so being present and there for my little newborn son was incredibly important to me. And I wanted to create a business that allowed other moms or parents to be able to have a great career, but also to be present in their family. So family, these are core values, that there's things that were important to me. I love fashion since I was a little girl. I was drawing clothes and earrings and you name it. So that was what would get me up in the morning excited to do. So I wanted to be able to do what I was passionate about. And giving back started at a very young age also. I mean, I have parents who always had an extra seat at the table, at the dinner table, that were so giving and thoughtful, and it was all about community for them. And so giving back just was a part of who I am. And I think those core values were what I wanted to create in a business. It was just what was important to me. And I think other businesses out there, the leaders in those organizations, need to really look at what is it? It has to be genuine. It has to be authentic. It has to be something that means something. For us, it started this way out of the extra bedroom of my house when I started this business 18 years ago. And it was just organically built this way. We didn't sit down one day and say, what are we going to put on the board that are our core values? You should know in your heart what your core values are. And when you do that, you can build a team of people that share those core values. Maria, when you and I spoke in Austin, we talked about, I hire on heart before I hire on a gold-plated resume. I want to know who you are in your heart. I can train skills, but I can't train heart. And so that's a huge part of our brand. For other brands, it may be different. So it's not just an exercise to put words on the wall. You've got to really mean it. And then you have to lead by example. I'm a mom first. Before I'm a CEO or a founder or a designer, I am a mom. And I represent that every day in my company. And I support the other moms and fathers within our organization to do the same thing. They see me out there building houses for Habitat for Humanity, or passing out meals, or loading up food at the Central Texas Food Bank. It's not just about writing checks. It's about teaching the young people within my organization that you may not have the financial means, but you can be a philanthropist even when you don't have money. And you can do that with your time and your love. And so showing them by example is so important. So leaders of today, lead by example, and think about your core values coming from your heart, not your mind.
That's beautiful.
Beautifully said, Kendra. Finally, are you hiring now? A couple people have asked, or do you anticipate
We are,
out of hiring?
you know, well, I told you, I'm the eternal optimist. I see, wonderful, amazing things for our country. I see wonderful, amazing things for Kendra Scott. And we are always looking for wonderful people that share our core values and that want to do good and that are passionate about our brand. So the answer is always yes. We're always looking for great folks.
Perfect. What a great way to end. Thank you so much. And people can still buy the bracelet, right?
Yes, they can buy the bracelet. 50% will go back to Feeding America. So yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
What's it called, Kendra? Say, tell the bracelet
The
again.
Everlyn bracelet. Yes.
And the proceeds, half the proceeds will go to.
Can I wear one?
I will get you one, Patrick, and you're going to look so great. We have a whole Shop for Good suite if you go on our website. So there's a lot of causes on there, from, women's causes, educational causes. So there's a lot of good things you can do.
Okay, terrific. And she has been doing this way before COVID. So thank you, Kendra. God bless you. Stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
So I love that, what she was saying. We apologize about the audio if it was scratchy.
We'll have to fix that or work on that,
but it's not like that right now.
I don't know. The other days it hasn't been like that,
and
so I don't know.
Right,
but she
not
was
like that right now.
Back to the positive, the optimist.
Yes.
She was great.
She was
really great. I loved what she said about the core values and having the kind of principles of her business.
Yes.
And it was really interesting to hear that, especially how she said it. If you heard what she said, she didn't start with her values as fashion first. Mm-hmm. She talked about the giving back, the philanthropy, the family, and then fashion as well. And it's just interesting how such a large billion-dollar fashion company, 2/3 of its core values are started with nothing to do with fashion. And I thought that was really interesting and great advice for a lot of entrepreneurs out there and people that own family businesses or brick and mortar businesses, to really make sure you have a deep dive internally into seeing what matters for you most and what is it that drives you and makes your company want to continue each and every day. And I just thought that was really well said. I
love what she said. I can always teach skills, but I can't teach heart. And when she and I spoke down at South by Southwest, we talked a lot about how how people present themselves and how you get hired. And it's always, who that person is, their work ethic. So I know a lot of people discouraged right now, but there are people who hire at this time. They hire not for the resume, but as she said, for the heart. And there's a lot of good companies out there who are still managing to pivot or come up with ideas. Yep. I love that she's given back so much to Feeding America. She's been doing a lot on women's causes way before this, but so
a few people have said, I love the line that you can be a philanthropist without money.
Yeah.
which is
by
really true, by giving your time, volunteering, finding ways to spread the message. This time is during COVID, during Corona, it's extremely tough for people to think of themselves as a philanthropist by just staying home. Yet staying home is such a beneficial way to help our nation. So
yes.
I thought that was a really great line as well.
Yes, Kendra Scott started her business in her bedroom with her mom, the two of them, and she's created $1 billion jewelry empire. And she's always so kind of well put together and happy and pleasant, got these kids and husband, and stayed local. She also stayed in Austin. Many people told her to move out of Austin, to go to Dallas, go big, go other places. And she once again stayed with her heart, stayed in her community, stayed with the town that supported her, stayed with the bank that gave her a loan when all the big banks would not give her a loan. She stayed with that bank. So I thought that she has a lot of really good principles if you're interested in starting a business yourself to emulate, but also I like that she gives back at this time and has always done so. It's been a core part, and her mom calling all the customers.
Yeah, that was great.
I love that. So to everybody who joins us, We really
Oh, we have
appreciate you.
420 people following on 420 is the date.
420, yes. Well, you know what that 420 is. We had, it's something about pots. It's okay, but we're not.
All right. Well, okay. We hope you guys have a great day, and you stay home, stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.
End.